Okay, day 3 of A Better Me. We are not training today, unfortunately, so there'll be no footage of me huffing and puffing in the gym. But still, we move. We have an opportunity to talk about something else away from just exercise. As after all, this is a better me, and it's really important to actually just say that the first part of, in my opinion, whether that's to fix your circumstances or to improve your circumstances, whatever that may be, it does start with the body and the mind will follow. I want to go into depth a little bit more about what I mean by that. Of course, common sense means that you need to make a decision in your mind to change with regards to your physical situation, with regards to if you're going on a weight loss journey, if you are going on a muscle building journey, or if it's a general health and fitness journey in general, your mind has to make that decision first, right? But for a lot of people, we are somewhat out of whack with our physical status. Society is telling us to be lazier. Society is telling us to move less, to eat more, and to scroll more, and to do all these things that is either convenient, it's for dopamine rushes, it's for instant gratification. Realistically, in order to go against that, yes, your mind has to make the decision first, but realistically, you need to fix what your body is kind of behaving towards that. So that's why, in terms of like a transformation, whether that be a fat loss journey, a weight loss journey, or any journey with regards to health and fitness, I truly believe that if you install the disciplines that you have with regards to what that comes with, then essentially your mind will then follow in terms of building resilience against all that kind of stuff. That's essentially what I'm doing personally. Just giving a bit of a summary, I felt a bit lost over the last half a year or so. And this is a way of me documenting me getting back into a good physical and mental state with regards to things. And when it's not just going to be a gym series or just me in the gym or me talking about nutrition or me talking about coaching clients or anything like that. Sometimes it's just going to be me just sitting down talking to you about how it is that I'm feeling, where it is that I'm at, and kind of just documenting how I'm going to get out of whatever situations that I'm in or work through or problem solve or whatever. Truth be told, I'm actually in a good mood this morning. I did receive some really bad news, some really sad news this morning, and that did knock me a little bit. I was going to have a driving lesson, and I skipped that today. I can drive, just having refreshers because driving in London is wild, and I haven't driven in over 10 years properly, so I'm trying to reboot on that. But essentially, yeah, I wasn't in the best state to drive this morning, but that's okay. I'm quite proud of myself for owning up to that and actually being honest about that. Sometimes, there might have been another situation where I would have gone in and actually just done the driving lesson, had a bad lesson maybe, or had a bad experience, and it might have been worse. I think that's wise to kind of say that. Sometimes you just got to be honest with with yourself and with your teacher. And sometimes, I would have potentially lied and come up with an excuse to the driving instructor and like came up with a lie as to why I couldn't make it. To be honest, I just told him the absolute truth. And that was really refreshing as well for me because sometimes I would shy away from that. Yeah, it's one of those things in terms of just kind of managing your way through days, isn't it? The gym very much represents something that is part of my hobby, part of my lifestyle, and it's something that I really enjoy. Because I understand the element of not just the exercises that are in the gym. It's more about, okay, I'm going somewhere to improve myself. I'm going somewhere to push myself. I feel good for doing that over time. And I also have seen results in the past doing that. And that's why I have grown an attachment over the years towards going to the gym and enjoying that part of my lifestyle. So when you have a rest day, sometimes it's like, oh, well, how am I going to fill out the day? Thankfully, I'm seeing some people today. I'm seeing friends today. I am doing some consulting work that I do on the side. And that's something that I look forward to every other week or so. And then I do this and create content and then spend time with family and friends and whatnot. But essentially, you know, trying to find things to do on your rest days is always tricky. If you if you don't have other things going on all the time and you are somewhat a gym bunny, you know. So yeah, it's just got to make sure that you stay disciplined with your food as well, of course, but then mentally just stay in tune with everything else. I want to talk about one topic that might be a little bit of a nugget to you. Let's talk about sleep. We don't need to go into the great details about sleep in terms of why it's important. We all know sleep is important, but at the same time, many people like underestimate it, or many people kind of, you know, if not all of us, take it for granted somewhat. And realistically, you know, if you're serious about improving your body composition, if you're serious about making any improvements with regards to your health and fitness and your mind as well, then sleep is very important and we shouldn't shy away from that. 6 to 8 hours a night is going to be deemed as enough. Some people prefer to sleep in on the weekends. I prefer not to do that because I think it disrupts your rhythm. I think the science backs that too with regards to, you know, recovering from sleep debt. Essentially, you want to actually get yourself into a rhythm as much as possible with regards to sleep, i.e. having the same bedtimes, having the same wake times. I like to think of it as bedtime windows because you're not always going to be, I mean, let's be real, you're not always going to be bang on the dot going to bed at 11 o'clock. Who does that? But you want to have like a certain window where you are probably in bed and then you go to sleep around a certain amount of time, like a certain window of time. And I think the same can be said for waking up. I think society instructs us that as soon as the alarm goes off or as soon as we wake up, as soon as the signal tells us that we need to wake up, that we must get out of bed. That's not going to be the case either, is it? But essentially, I do think that, you know, if it was a natural thing, alarms shouldn't really exist, and that you should wake up naturally at the same time each day. And I'm sure if you actually tested that out, I guarantee you, if you went to bed at the same time each night, and you optimize things, of course, you know, making sure that you were primed to go to bed and primed to go to sleep, that if you didn't set an alarm in the morning, over the course of, say, a week of doing that, eventually you'll start waking up at the same time, eventually, and it'll become habitual, and then you won't need an alarm. I might try that myself. We'll see. I tend to set an alarm for 6:30, and then get my work done for the day and go to the gym and then come back and do some more work. But yeah, it might be some experiment that we can maybe try together. But essentially, yeah, I'm digressing. Essentially, sleep is very important. You want to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night, depending on, like, you know, your status. Not everyone can be able to do that, but it's not just about the duration of time of sleep. It's about the quality of sleep. It's about your sleep hygiene and making sure that you go through the certain sleep cycles that you need in order to get a complete sleep. And I think that's what most people underestimate, is that, yeah, I get 6 hours a night and I feel fine. Realistically, like, you may not be getting into that deep restorative sleep that you do need. And I think that's really important that you kind of look into that. I use an Oura Ring. I'm not wearing it right now, annoyingly, and it's charging, but essentially I use that to make sure that my sleep quality is at a decent standard. It also tracks like my heart rate, my HRV and stuff like that as well. So it's good for like sports recovery and health recovery as well. But yeah, essentially sleep is very, very important, and it's going to be a main factor as to why I lose body fat during this period of time. Because I will be priming myself to go to sleep at a certain time. And I thought that might be a little bit of a nugget for you to take on with you as well. Sleep is very important. It's important for your mind. It's important for your stress levels. It's also very important for your performance and hunger levels as well. So yeah, just make sure you get your sleep, folks. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. It's a short one today, but it's good that it's short. Thanks for stopping by. Peace and love. And I'll catch you in the next one.